Well, I'm Matt, and this is my good friend Josh.
Yeah, I'm Josh, and we're proud to call ourselves Webb supporters.
Yeah, Webb volunteers.
I'm Alice, I'm 17.
I'm Sarah, and I'm 25.
I'm 17 years old.
I'm 18 years old.
I'm 18 years old.
The election is going to be November 7th, and my birthday is on November 3rd.
I'm turning 18 soon. My friends are turning 18.
Therefore, I can vote.
I think a lot of people our age, we're both 20, are really concerned.
People who are making decisions for us a lot of times don't assume that kids our age care about the issues.
Kids our age are perceived as going out and not voting. They're perceived as not writing big campaign checks. We can change that perception. Sure, we can't write these campaign checks, but we can come out here and volunteer. And by doing that, we will actually start to matter.
What's going on right now, just like in Iraq especially.
The war in Iraq is a pretty big deal for us right now. It's getting kind of ridiculous.
People that we know at school are really concerned that the war is going to continue indefinitely, and they really feel strongly that Jim Webb has the leadership ability to change the war policy that we're facing right now.
When we were debating, whether or not to go into Iraq in the first place, Jim Webb went into George Allen's office and asked him, please, don't vote for this. Don't send our troops to this war.
We know that Jim Webb has been against the war from the very beginning. He's not one of these Democratic candidates this year who's now running from their vote for the war. He's got the credentials to show that he wants to end the quagmire in Iraq, he wants to bring our troops home, and he definitely wants to change George Allen and the president's failed war policy.
I think people our age have an especially important duty to do things like volunteering and canvassing and reaching out to people. Would you like a bumper sticker too?
I'll take one.
All right, excellent. Put it on your card.
The reason I joined this specific campaign was because there's many issues in the United States involving healthcare and immigration and the Iraq war that is going to affect me in the future.
We're the ones who 40, 50 years from now are going to be left with the consequences of the administrations that we put in place today. And the ones that we have in place now, frankly, aren't doing a very good job taking care of us. They're getting rid of our Social Security, they're accumulating debt which we can't even begin to pay for.
The fact that we are paying right now a huge chunk of our budget goes to paying down the interest on the debt.
We're paying interest on debt by borrowing more debt.
That's not acceptable.
So it's our duty as the young people to affect the change.
I like it because I'm doing it for a purpose.
When we came in, we had another friend with us, and I said to him, prepare to be bored out of your skull. We are going to be sitting around and answering phones, or we are going to be taking envelopes and just stuffing them in. We did that, but the thing is, there's a ton of other people here who are doing the same thing, who are having a great time. And in addition to that, we got consulted on what we thought, we were allowed to give our input.
But I first want to say that there was candy available.
Yeah, that's true.
We're trying to reach out to people who will need the people to speak Spanish to them. So I made the sign indicating how to call people with the kinds of needs that we're addressing. So names like Yupari, Acosta, Alcocer, Almonte, all these wonderful people who will be calling in English y en Español.
I chose Jim Webb because he is targeting the main issues.
Not just Iraq, but about like healthcare and education.
A man with enough self-confidence and conviction to say, the party doesn't necessarily define me. I was a Republican, but I'm not going to just continue to rubber stamp and agree with anything the Republican Party does. He had the guts to switch, and he had the guts to take on George Allen.
I admire him a lot because he really he means what he says.
It's for my future, that's why I'm doing it.
That's why we're back,
All the way up to Election Day, there will be important work to do in this office.
We find that volunteering is always a lot more fun when you do it together. So that's what we do. We come in, I've phone banked with friends, go out to eat, go back to the office, call some people. I've done canvassing with friends. We've done lit drops, just leaving pamphlets on people's doorsteps. It's really easy stuff to do.
Feeling like I have the capability to kind of change the how do I say that?
They want to know the issues, and they want to know the candidates, and they want to know about Jim Webb, and so it's very exciting to be involved with it.
Sorry, I'm so tired.
So look, here I am, standing with my Webb bumper stickers and my Webb and brand flyers. It's the end of a really long Webb campaigning weekend. But I have to say, even though tonight I'm at an Arab American dinner, the biggest day so far was yesterday. We went out, it started in the morning pretty early, around like noonish, and we drove down all the way to Woodbridge, which is about 45 minutes from where I live. to hit a multicultural festival, the El Salvadorian, the Ecuadorian, the Honolulu African American Festival, where there were people showing off all these amazing arts and crafts, and these kids were putting on a play. We dropped off some flyers, which were printed in English on one side and in Korean on the other. Instead, it was the Arab American Institute holding a candidates dinner, where I actually got to meet Jim Webb, shake his hand and say hi, and he was really fun, and his speech was great. This weekend has been overwhelming, and I haven't had a more rewarding time in literally in years. I'm not joking. It's been amazing.